Hi, Michael Nolan here with Delmarva Home Relief. Are you ready to start a deed in lieu of foreclosure? Great. Well, I'm going to give you 4 quick tips that you need to know before you get started. The deed in lieu process can be tough, but these quick tips should help you out. Ready to get started? Here we go. So to start, what is a deed in lieu of foreclosure? I know, you may be thinking that, well, it's a foreclosure. It's not. It's a program to avoid it. Well, a deed in lieu of foreclosure is a program that allows borrowers to transfer the ownership of their property, or the deed of your property, back to the lender in good faith or in lieu of avoiding a foreclosure sale. It has a lot of the same consequences as a short sale and has some great values and benefits to help homeowners avoid a foreclosure. But starting the deed in lieu of foreclosure process is the most important. If you don't understand some of the key factors in starting a deed in lieu, you may waste a lot of time and you could put yourself at more risk of a foreclosure sale. That's why I created these 4 quick tips. So number 1, starting a short sale before deed in lieu. You may actually have to do that, and some lenders require it. It all depends on your mortgage investor. So starting a short sale first, do you have to? Well, like I said, some lenders may actually require you to list your home for sale for a set period of time. So these 3 things are common, and a lot of lenders do require it. And the best way to find it out is to contact your lender and speak to your single point of contact, or work with a professional organization that understands the deed in lieu process. So if you have to do short sale before deed in lieu, well, you may have to list your home for sale for a period of up to 120 days. It could be less. I've seen both 30, 60, 90, but you need to figure it out with your lender. You may actually have to list your home for sale with a licensed real estate agent. I know what you may be thinking. I may just do it on my own to avoid the real estate commissions. But if you owe more on your property than your home is worth, well, it may be difficult to find a buyer that will pay off your mortgage. And your lender actually may require you to use an agent. But it's okay. A lot of lenders will actually pay up to 6% real estate commissions. So you can get a professional assistance doing a short sale and not have to pay those real estate commissions. Another thing is the lender may require you to list your property at fair market value. You may not be able to get the value of the home from your lender. You may have to rely on your real estate agent to compare properties and list the property as close to fair market value as possible. If you get an offer, your lender will review the market value to make sure that it was listed at fair market value and the offer is comparable. If you list it above market value when you apply for the deed in lieu of foreclosure, the lender could require you to put the property back on the market at a lower rate. So, number 2, a foreclosure sale within 60 days? Well, you may not be able to apply. So, if you do have a foreclosure sale in 60 days, you may not get approved. Sometimes lenders will not approve a deed in lieu of foreclosure with a sale within 60 days. You may actually apply, but you could actually get denied. Sometimes lenders feel that if it got to that point, you had options to consider before then, and waiting that far into the process may not be beneficial at that point to the lender. So you want to make sure that if you do have a sale date on your property, you determine your options well before. So here are really 2 questions that you should be asking your lender when you're getting started, or a professional. Can you apply for a deed in lieu of foreclosure with a foreclosure sale? It's important. You don't want to apply with all your hopes and all your eggs in one basket and find out it gets denied, and then the next option is a foreclosure sale. Where are you in the foreclosure process? Depending on your state, the state rules could actually help you judge where you are in the process and where a potential sale could be. If you're 120 days behind on your mortgage, the lender may say that you're in active foreclosure. That doesn't necessarily mean you have a foreclosure sale. So it's really important to figure out exactly where you are in the process before you apply. So number 3, settling a second mortgage and subordinate liens. Well, you might not have a second mortgage or a home equity line of credit or a past due HOA lien on your property. But it is important to know, if you do, how to handle it. Sometimes you may actually get into the process and find out that a past due credit card from a few years back ended up as a lien on the property. And you need to know how to handle it and if that's going to be a problem. It could affect your deed in lieu of foreclosure. So what do you do to settle these? Well, a lender will require that the subordinate liens get settled before you're actually approved for the deed in lieu. You could know the terms of the deed in lieu of foreclosure with your first mortgage, but your subordinate lien holders will need to release the lien off the property. So here are 3 really important steps or questions that you really need to ask. I refer to them as steps because these questions will lead into steps for you gathering more information. So 1, what will your first mortgage offer to other liens? Sometimes, just like the HAFA short sale program or the Home Affordable Foreclosure Alternative program, may give a certain dollar amount to help you settle those liens. You're going to need to find out if you're eligible for that program or if your investor offers any cash contributions to help you settle those liens. And you'll need to coordinate that with both the first, the second mortgage, or subordinate liens. So what is the process with the other liens? Well, sometimes a second mortgage may want you to apply just like you do for the first. If you've ever applied for a loan modification, you know all the paperwork that's involved. Well, it's the same thing in a deed in lieu of foreclosure process. Well, you may have to do that with 2 separate lenders, but you need to gather the process. What do they want? When do they want to know how much they're going to get? If they're not going to accept the offer from the first mortgage, what can you negotiate with them in the process? What is the process for your first mortgage? It's pretty important. Will they contact the second mortgage? May not be the best option. Do you really want your debt collector negotiating with another debt collector to work out a settlement of 2 different debts? I don't think I'd want to. And if you've ever handled the process on your own, you can sometimes know how the process can be with lack of communication or poor communication, misinformation, the runaround, you name it. All the stories out there say it all. But you want to find out what you need to do. Do you apply and submit your documents, then contact your second or subordinate liens? Or do you do both at the same time? Your first mortgage may order a title report that will show any other liens on the property. And if you don't know that there are liens on the property, you may want to find that out yourself. Maybe do your own title report or contact a title company to do it for you. It's pretty important. You don't want to lag in the process. Number 4, types of deed in lieu programs. This is pretty awesome because there are some great programs available, and you need to know what programs you actually want to apply for. It's good to know them up front. Depending on your investor, could determine what programs are actually available. So what's available for you? Like I said, your mortgage investor may offer different deed in lieu of foreclosure programs. Depending on those investors will determine what options are available. So here are 4 common options. 1, the traditional deed in lieu. It allows you to turn the property back over to the lender in lieu or good faith of foreclosure, but it allows you to walk away. When you're approved, you have a set period of time you need to leave the property in broom swept condition, and you move on. Could get relocation assistance if eligible, not always guaranteed. Now 2, a short-term deed in lieu lease option. Some lenders allow you to stay in the property for a period of up to 90 days. Depending on your investor, they may allow you to stay in the property without a mortgage payment or a lease payment. You may be required to keep up with the utilities and the maintenance of the home until you leave, and you may be even eligible for relocation assistance when it's time to relocate. Some lenders may offer a 12-month deed in lieu lease option, which gives you a lease program for up to 12 months. The lender may require that you pay fair market rent. You would have to apply for this and be eligible to make the monthly payment based on the lender's guidelines, but if you want to stay and you're not ready to move, it's a great option because you get away from the debt and you get to lease the property. Well, let's say you have a renter in the property. Sometimes there are options available, not only a deed in lieu, but maybe even a loan modification. But if you have a renter in your property, they may be able to lease the property back for up to 12 months at fair market rent. And the renters will actually have to apply as well if they're eligible. Now, these 4 different types of options may not all be available for you. But again, contacting your lender could be the most important step, because you can gather all these facts to figure out if all of these are available, or 1, 2, 3, or all. I hope you found these quick tips helpful. Now, there are a lot of different factors to consider before you apply for a deed in lieu of foreclosure, but these are some pretty key common factors that you could consider. I do recommend contacting your lender to find out all the steps and all the benefits and values that a deed in lieu of foreclosure could potentially offer, or contact a professional. Here at Delmarva Home Relief, we do offer deed in lieu of foreclosure assistance and can give you your options in a free consultation. So if you are interested and you need some help, consider giving us a call. Be glad to offer you assistance. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed.